for you and talk about some new updates coming out of the Senate in regards to this big stimulus bill, or as you call it, the big beautiful bill, right? We've been hearing about this one for a very long time here. And it was passed through the House about a week or so ago. They pushed it onto the Senate and it's sitting there now, okay? Now, within the House bill, there were some pretty bad things in there, honestly. Not a lot of really good things, and a couple very discouraging major changes that would impact benefits that a lot of seniors also rely on. Well, there's some encouraging news coming out of the Senate here. Now, before I tell you exactly what that is, I just want to be very clear about this. All of this is subject to change, okay? So just want to let you know that. I'm not saying it's not passed yet. I want to be very clear about that. All of this is still subject to change. They could leave it as is. They could completely repeal the whole thing. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. But in the House version that did go to the Senate, there's some pretty bad things in there. I mean, just being fair, that's my opinion about it based on a couple of things. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of really good things within it, but there's also a couple of very discouraging changes to some of the benefits out there. And there's a lot of seniors out there who rely on these benefits and feeling like very discouraged about this. Okay, so let's quickly talk about SNAP. Food Stamps, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Some people call it EBT. Again, whatever you want to call it, it's all referring to the same program. There's about 42.2 million people enrolled in this program, a lot of which are seniors. Obviously not everybody, but there's a lot of seniors that are enrolled in this program. So anyway, here's the deal, okay? So with the House version of the bill, okay, you heard me talk about this before in other videos, which, by the way, did you see the video that I had out this afternoon with what some states are doing? There's about a dozen states out there right now that are basically repealing and micromanaging how you spend your EBT dollars. Like Nebraska, like, I don't know, a week ago or so. I talked about it in that video this afternoon, basically banning the purchase of sugary drinks, soda pop, right? Sodas. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of other states. There's about a dozen states doing the same thing and restricting the purchase of like candies and cookies and ice cream and donuts and all the really good stuff. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to get too off track here, but that's kind of nuts. Okay. But anyway, within the House version of the bill, okay, that was sent over to the Senate, a couple of things that they have in there revolving around SNAP, food stamps, EBT, okay? Number one was being raising the age in which somebody would need to fulfill the work requirement, okay? So right now, as we speak, the work requirement age for ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents, is the age of 18 through 54. Okay, that's what it is right now. Now remember, they raised that they raised it 5 years on the upper end there, from 18 to 49, and then 18 to 50, 18 to, and then it eventually went up to 1854. That's what we're at right now. Okay, but anyway, so now they're going to be raising it again, 18 to 64. They're going to raise it by 10 full years. That's in the House version of the bill. Not good, right? Not good at all, because there's a lot of people out there that are over the age of, 55 or over that are getting SNAP and be like, hey, I just missed the cutoff here. I don't need to fulfill the work requirement, things like that, right? However, with this version here, it goes up to 64. So a lot of those people out there receiving these benefits and on this program, there's a couple options. Number one, lose your benefit, or number two, they're going to force you to work or go through skill training or education or all kinds of things like this, whatever it happens to be, 20 hours per week, 80 hours per month, just to get your little SNAP benefit. That's nuts, right? However, here's the deal. Senators not loving it at all, okay? Not loving this. There's a few senators that are holdouts on this, which is good. Here's the thing. Republicans have 53 senators in the Senate, obviously, right? So they have a little bit of a margin. All they need is 51 votes to get this through. However, there's a few key holdouts when it comes down to some of these provisions within the big, beautiful House bill, right? There's a couple key holdouts. With that being said, is that they could hold back and say, I am not voting for this unless we repeal the increase in age for those people that need to fulfill this. Okay, they want to leave it where it is at 54. They don't want to raise it up to 64 and force a ton of people to, number one, be basically kicked off the program, or be forced into working or skill training, education training, whatever it happens to be, in order to get their SNAP benefit. That's great. That's really good right there. Okay. So that would help a lot of people that are currently exempt from this because of their age, who would actually be pulled into this again when they raise the age range on this. So this is good. This is very encouraging. And again, I said this at the beginning of the live stream in case you're just joining right now. This is in the Senate, okay? This big reconciliation bill, the stimulus package, the big beautiful bill, whatever you want to call it. There's all kinds of names out there, but this is it, okay? It's in the Senate currently still. Right now, they want to have it fully passed and to the president's desk in the next about 4.5 weeks before the 4th of July. That's the goal, to have it signed by, or I should say maybe on the president's desk by the 4th of July. That's the goal. That's only like 4.5 weeks away, which is nuts to think about, right? Where's this year going? It's crazy. Anyway, that's the provision, okay? Now, one other thing out there. This is not necessarily about seniors, but I'm going to throw it out there really quickly. I know this pertains to some of you here in the community. They also have the age range in which somebody is considered a dependent under the age of 7. So 6 and under would be considered dependent, whereas now anybody under the age of 18, 17 and under is considered a dependent in a household. Well, that's going to force a lot of people to basically fulfill the work requirements, or number 2, lose their benefit. Okay, I've been seeing some different varying numbers out there. There's projections that are saying that we could see anywhere between 10 and 14 million people lose their SNAP because of these changes. Just these 2 changes right here that I'm talking about, okay? That's major. That's major, major, major stuff right there. It's a lot of people. And again, I'm going to throw this out there super fast. As we were leading up to this, we saw this coming, okay? We knew this was coming for the most part. I've been calling it for months and months and months. I've been saying this for probably 6 months, saying, get ready. They're going to change this. They're going to raise the age range in which somebody needs to fulfill the work requirement. But, okay, the detail with that is that, I mean, they could repeal all of it, right? Okay, so that's kind of the situation, is that it's all up in the air. We knew that this was coming. We knew that this is not like some huge shock. We knew that they were going to be doing something like this. But as I've been saying for a while now, the whole kind of speculation that I've been saying is that I think, this is my anticipation, if they raise the age range, what a lot of people would say is that, forget it. I'm not going out to work 20 hours per week. I'm 59, I'm 62, I'm 63, I'm 64, whatever. I don't know. I'm 57, whatever the age range is. Somebody could say, forget it. I'm not going to go out and work 20 hours a week, 80 hours per month to get a little $23, $109, $187, $200 SNAP benefit. Doesn't make sense, right? For a lot of people, it wouldn't. So my anticipation would be, and I've been saying this for a long time, would be a lot of people would voluntarily, like not happily, not be like, oh, I'm so happy, but more like voluntarily say, forget it, I'm not doing it. Therefore, they would just basically lose their benefit because of that. Does that make sense? Anyway, a lot of moving parts here. Now, I want to throw this out there super fast as well. We've been hearing about this $4,000, right? Okay. There's a lot of bad information out there around this. I've made a couple dedicated videos talking about this. In fact, this morning I had a video out talking about that as well. The president with his demands and things like this. This $4,000, okay, I want to make this very clear. There's been some really bad headlines out there saying, oh, $4,000 Social Security boost. That is not what it is. It is not even close to that. It's an additional deduction for this above and beyond the standard deduction for seniors age 65 and over. Okay, I talked about that in great detail this morning in that video. Check that out if you want that. But anyway, there's some rumor circling that some holdout senators are saying it should be $6,000. Not bad, right? Again, it's not great. It's not money in your pocket, as in a check or a payment, but rather it is basically tax liability savings is what that does. It'd be an extra deduction that a senior 65 or older could take. Again, not tax advice, not legal advice, not financial advice. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your accountant. I'm just a dude on YouTube. Okay. I just have to throw that out there really fast. Anyway, point being is that all it does is it reduces somebody's taxable income. That's it. That's what the standard deduction does, or when somebody itemizes. Okay. So anyway, let's see what happens here. There's a lot of moving parts coming out of the Senate. As we currently see it right now, there will 100% be some changes to this piece of legislation. With that being said, it would have to go back to the House of Representatives, be voted on and reconciled yet again, and then move on from there. Okay. And if the House adds amendments or changes, then it has to go back to the Senate again to be repassed. So we're not over yet. There's a lot of moving parts here, and a lot to go here. All right. I'm going to jump into the chat. I'm going to be respectful of your time. Let me know if you have any questions for me. Throw it down below. I'll do my best to answer as many as I possibly can. We're going to buzz through the chat here. I want to answer questions quickly, do what I can for you, and then we're going to jump off here. I want to be respectful of your time. Obviously, on a Friday evening, we all want to do whatever we do on Friday evenings, which is honestly nothing exciting for me. It's just another day. All right, anyway. I'm going to get into the chat here. I apologize. This is always the slowest part about this process. So I'm going to pull it up as fast as I can here. Okay, hang on. Sorry about this. This is always slow. And if you're joining live right now, first off, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Also, if you have not done so, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you want, I appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to. Doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that I appreciate it. And I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. I have been for years, every single day. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. This is loading, I think, maybe. Okay. All right, here we go. James Bond, I see you there as well. Need to put money in our pockets. Yeah, exactly. These deductions, by the way, cool. It's nice, but it's not money in somebody's pocket, really. It just lowers somebody's tax liability. It's really all it is. And it doesn't even help now. It helps after somebody files their tax return or when they're filing, right? Not very helpful. Anyway, yeah, good point, James. Yeah, Lena, I see you there as well. Call your lawmakers, call your senators, call your representatives, talk to them. Otherwise, yeah, exactly. I see your comments there. Is it Desert 67? You're asking, is that tax deduction only for 65 and over? It is. Yep, exactly. So again, not tax advice, not accounting advice. I don't know your exact situation, but here's the deal. When you go to file your tax return, you get the option to do one of two things. Take the standard deduction, $15,000 this year for an individual, $30,000 for a married couple, or you can itemize. The vast majority of people, like 90+% of people, take the standard deduction. A small percentage of people itemize, okay? Because the standard deduction is, it's pretty good. It's really good, actually. But then seniors, or let me take that back. Seniors who are 65 or older, or people who are blind, and there's a couple other very small groups that can take this as well, can take the extra deduction, the bonus deduction on top of the standard deduction. Right now, this year, it's what is it? $1,600? $1,600 right there. They're going to raise it to $4,000. So basically what that means, as a senior, 65 or older, this year for 2025, could take the standard deduction, $15,000, plus the extra $4,000 in the event that they approve this and raise it up to that. That'd be $19,000. That would be basically right off the top of somebody's income. So if somebody earns, say, 20 grand, and they use the standard deduction and the bonus standard deduction for seniors, it'd basically wipe off $19,000 of their income. They would only have $1,000 of taxable income at that point. Does that make sense? So their tax liability would be like $100, maybe, right? It'd be like nothing. So that's what that's all about. Yeah, good question, Desert 67. Daniel, that $5,000 is thrown out there to confuse seniors. The $5,000, I'm not sure if you saw a different number that could be out there as well. There's a lot of numbers that are being thrown around right now. But yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, quick side note, I made a video about this yesterday. I'm going to throw this out there just very quick right now. This $5,000 Doge dividend, $5,000 stimulus, the payment, the rebate, that's not happening. Okay, just want to make it very clear for you right now. I know there's a lot of other people out there that are talking, saying, "Oh, get ready, it's coming." It's not happening. Don't count on it. I promise you, it is not happening. Okay, that is my promise to you. Not happy about it. I wish it would go out. I wish a lot of people would get it. It is not 100% guaranteed not happening. Okay. So here's the deal. I know sometimes in these videos, in these live streams, I come back and share maybe unpopular information. Maybe some people get upset with me, but here's the thing. Being honest and transparent to me is way more important than sitting here trying to get accolades and get myself a little medal and a trophy. I don't care about that stuff. I want to be honest and transparent with you. The $5,000 Doge dividend, otherwise known as stimulus or rebate check or whatever these people are calling it, I've been calling it the $5,000 stimulus because that's just kind of what we recognize. That is 100% not happening. And that was going to be coming out of the Doge savings, by the way. Doge is like not doing much, right? They're not doing a whole lot anymore. It's kind of funny. We haven't heard about like anything out of them in like, I don't know, a month and a half. Like we haven't heard really anything out of them. It's nuts. They kind of just like disappeared. Kind of weird. Anyway. Ryan Anderson. Hey, I've been thinking about you. You asked that question the other day, right? About you and your daughter being on SSI and your wife being the caretaker, right? I've been thinking about you a lot, Ryan. I hope I have that situation correct. But yeah, you were asking about would your wife need to be getting a job? I think that's what you said in order to get your SNAP. Okay, I've been thinking about that a lot. No, according to your situation, you and your daughter are qualified for SNAP. You're good. With your wife being the caretaker, you're good, right? Yeah, you're absolutely good on that. I would anticipate, no, absolutely not. Your wife is not going to get sucked into that and being forced into work to get your SNAP, okay? Because you and your daughter alone qualify for SNAP aside from your wife, okay? Make sense? Yeah, you're good. B, hello. Nice to see you, B. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Nice. Shell Balestra. Hey, Shell. Nice to see you here. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Shell, thank you once again. I appreciate it. Hey, by the way, I saw your email from a couple weeks ago. I hope you saw my response. I emailed back. Yeah, thank you for sending all that info. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. By the way, Shell, just throwing it out there super fast. She sent me some information talking about the LIHEAP program in the state of Florida. Apparently they're reaching out automatically to people through, I think you said text messages and phone numbers, which by the way, if I receive a text message or a phone call from something that seems like, that's a little sketchy, like seems, not probable, I don't respond. I don't answer the phone. I mean, I never do, right? But anyway, yeah, Shell reached out and she said, hey, heard this in the state of Florida. They are sending out these messages and they are helping people with the LIHEAP program, which is low income home energy assistance program. The rumor on the street about a month and a half or so ago was that they were going to completely defund this program. Well, apparently not yet, because apparently people in the state of Florida are getting some assistance, which is awesome. Seriously, that's really, really good. Helps out with your electrical bills and gas bills. So really nice. Thank you, by the way, Shell, for that information. Hopefully that helps some people as well. Angelic Kisses, is that what it is? Hello, nice to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you. Is it Rayshawn? I think it is Rayshawn. I see you there as well. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you as well. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. Pat Evans, is that what it is? Pat Evans, I see you there as well. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Yeah, Susan Wells, I see you there as well. Thanks for joining. Yeah, John Thomas, exactly. See you there. Yeah, the micromanagement of how you can spend your money and all these things like this. Exactly. That's what they like to do, right? It's funny. Funny in not a funny way is what I mean by that. Yeah. Stuart is saying I get $59. Exactly. Now here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out there and use Stuart as a quick example. Okay, Stuart gets $59. If Stuart is falling into the group of people that may need to fulfill the work requirement, now I don't know Stuart's situation. I'm just using Stuart as a quick example here. I think Stuart would say, I'm good. I'm not going to take my $59 if they're going to force me to go and work 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month. I'm just guessing that Stuart would say, the trade-off here is just not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and forfeit my benefit. Again, not trying to pick on you, Stuart, at all. I'm just saying the great example here. This is exactly what I was alluding to earlier with all this micromanagement of SNAP, is that when they raise the age range on this, I don't know anybody's situation, but I'm just saying, people that are on a benefit that's $59, $23, $109, $180, unless somebody's getting the absolute maximum, I just can't anticipate people are going to say, oh yeah, this is great, I'm going to go work 20 hours a week so that I can get $59 from Snap every month. Yeah, that's a really good trade-off. Not, right? Yeah. Is it Andra Moore? Andra Moore? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, you're saying you're unable to, I think you said feed. Yeah, I'm unable to feed myself, and they just cut my SNAP to $100. That's rough. Have you called your local office? I would certainly do that. Seriously. If there's one message that I can give you as a senior, please call and ask. Seriously, call and ask. It doesn't matter. I'm just using this as a big ambiguous term and just statement here. Please ask. It doesn't matter what it is. You wouldn't believe how many times you can save money, get more, get extra benefits, whatever happens is, but just simply by asking. I had a video probably a year ago, and I said, as a senior, you have like a lot of things stacked in your favor as a senior, because you can literally just ask, hey, you got a senior discount today? No. What day is your senior discount day? I don't know. Do you have like a senior reward program? I mean, seriously, you just go on and on. Seriously, there's like so many things built in discount wise for seniors, and like extra perks, things like that. Yeah, incredible. Anyway. Tony Reville, I think it is. Tony Reville. I see you there. Thank you. I was wondering how to pronounce your last name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you for being here, Toby. Nice. Gary Carr Jr. Nice to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Hazel Green checking in. Hello, Hazel Green. Nice to have you as always. Hope you're having a nice day. Is it Claude Nickerson? I think it is. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Claude, I see you there as well. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Shel Balestra again. I see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Is it Mo Demelian? Mo Demelian, I think it is. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, exactly. I just appreciate you checking in. Thanks for watching. Mark Benjamin saying, so we pray. Yeah, that's about where we're at right now. Exactly. Good point, Mark Benjamin. Aura Walker, is that what it is? Aura Walker, I see you there as well. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you. Gil Garcia. Hello, Gil Garcia. Thanks for being here. Joseph Erickson asking, how are you doing? All is good. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Joseph, thank you so much. By the way, just quick little plug here. You see the phone number there on your screen? Seriously, as I was alluding to a minute ago, ask. Seriously, you wouldn't believe how many things you can get by simply asking. It's unbelievable. Anyway, you see the phone number there on your screen. If you're enrolled in Medicare, call them, ask them, hey, what do you have for plans that are available? Can I get better coverages? Can I be like the other thousands of people out there that are saving on average $1,100? That's the average savings from the senior that's calling them. The phone number that you see there on the screen on the video, it's free, 100% free. Team of trusted advisors are waiting to help you. Anybody enrolled in Medicare. Again, Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage, initial enrollment in Medicare. If you're 65 or if you're retiring this year, doesn't matter. 70 million seniors out there, nearly 12,000 a day are also becoming eligible. Seriously, that's what I'm talking about. If you call them, establish that communication, they will go to work and see what's out there for you, see if you can find a better plan, better coverages, money savings. It's absolutely incredible. They've helped so many of you here in this community, thousands and thousands of you. I've seen all the numbers. It's absolutely incredible. How many of you have already called them and had that free information and had just the phone number and just called them and connected with somebody? It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, seriously, write that phone number down, call them. They're actually still there now working. Otherwise, they'll be there right away again tomorrow morning. So yeah, great resource. Okay, I'm gonna go back down to the bottom of the chat here, and we'll go back up a little bit. Let me know any questions you have. Kamala Shirey, yeah, exactly. You're saying you think that there's more important things that they need to focus on rather than taking food out of people's mouths. Yeah, it's kind of the deal. But remember, the whole situation with this is, I just saw a statistic today. Apparently, the price tag on this thing is $3.94 trillion. Has to be paid for somehow. That's the whole deal. Is it has to pencil out. In other words, they have to find a pay for, right? So got to get the money somewhere. That's the whole deal here. So they're trying to drum up and find $3.94 trillion. Good luck, right? You're not going to do that picking up pennies on the ground in your local parking lots or, or wherever, right? Yeah, Eva Tucker. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. By the way, I just thought of this super fast here. When I was younger, I used to ride my bike through the McDonald's drive-through. Do you realize how many coins are on the ground below the window of the McDonald's drive-through? I used to ride my bike through there, zip on through and pick up a bunch of coins and then quick ride away. It's unbelievable. I'd usually do that until they whip the window open and yell at me, "Hey kid, get out of here." But I'd grab as many as I could. There's a lot of coins there. Apparently people, when they drop them, they just leave them lay. I don't know. There's just like tons of coins under there. So I don't know. That was my thing to do when I was like probably way too old to be doing that. I don't know how old I was, but I used to do that. Not proud of it, but I did it. Is it Bitsy Coldwell? Bitsy, I see you there as well. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Terry Swall, is it? Terry, I see you there as well. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. Nice. Linda Provinger. Hello, Linda. So nice to see you as always. Hope you're doing well, Linda. Thanks for joining us. Always appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, Ronnie, I see you there. Ronnie Norris. Yeah, person on a disability or with a disability getting $23 per month and other people getting significantly more. Yeah, exactly. $23 is the minimum that you can get. It's been $23 for a few years. I don't know. That's like nothing. Yep. Kim, I see you there. Yep. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. Amy saying, hey, everybody. Hey, Amy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you as well. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Exactly. Angelic Kisses is saying, why don't they just give SSI another $6,000 and add it to our benefit? That'd be nice. That'd be $500 per month. $6,000 a year would be $500 more per month. That's amazing. Which, by the way, did you realize this? The maximum SSI benefit for an individual, obviously $967, the federal poverty line being a little over $1,300. It's a difference of $337 a month, or nearly 35% below the federal poverty line. That's nuts. That's nuts right there, right? Exactly. Good point, Angelic Kisses. Yeah, Bradley Akins, I see you there as well. So you're talking about that you're 56. So right now you are exempt from the work requirements because your age, 56, is over the threshold of 54. So right now you're good. But according to your message here, you talked about a disability. Here's the deal. The work requirement would not encompass people with disabilities. So that's one good thing. So Bradley, is it Atkins? I think it was. Akins, sorry. Akins. Sorry about that. Bradley Akins. So even though your age, if they do raise it up to 64, your age would say, oh, he's got to do the work requirement. But then you said in your message there, a disability, your disability would make you exempt. Anybody with a disability would not need to fulfill the work requirements in any capacity whatsoever. Okay. The work requirements are just for those people that are able-bodied adults without dependents. The acronym on that is ABAWD. Yeah, they use that acronym across SNAP benefits, food stamps, as well as Medicaid. ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependents. Yeah, so people with disabilities, exempt. Pregnant women, exempt. Homeless, I think it was. That's another exemption. I think veterans have an exemption in there as well. I'd have to look at that one again, exactly what it is. But yeah, there's definitely some groups in there that are exempt from the work requirements for sure. Thank you, Bradley. Exactly. Desert 67, 100%. I will keep you informed. Yeah, you're asking if I can keep you informed with the economic data coming out for May. Obviously, here we are. What is today? The 30th? Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of May already. Can you believe it? Wow. Last day of May. I just realized that. Wow, tomorrow. That's nuts. And then we're into June already. Yeah, so we're going to be getting that economic data for the month of May here literally within days. We'll be getting that. I'm very curious to see, because right now, as you've heard me say so many times before in other videos, like right now, like as we roll over to June and start seeing this May data, this is when we're going to start to see some of the impacts of the tariffs. But wait, what's going on with tariffs, right? I'm pretty sure like 2 days ago they canceled them, and then yesterday they reinstated them. Like, what's going on here, right? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Desert 67, I will certainly keep you updated on that. The COLA was certainly trending in the favor of seniors, but this whole tariff talk and reduction and repeal and all that could really sideline and derail the whole COLA. Let's not get worried about it yet, but I'm just saying, let's see what happens here. There's a lot of indecision, a lot of uncertainty right now. I'll certainly keep you posted. Anita Music Waldron, is that what it is? Anita Music Waldron. I see you there. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. Exactly. Gay Baldwin saying I get $27 a month. Next year, I'm not going to jump through hoops to get it, right? Exactly. That's exactly the point that I'm talking about right here, is this exact example. So yeah, thanks for reaching out that information. I appreciate that. Let's just cross our fingers here. I'll keep you posted for sure. Sherry Young, are we getting anything at all? Really good question. Let's just see how this whole thing shakes out. Seriously, we've got a lot of steps to go in this whole thing. But I'm just kind of talking about some of the promising information as far as what the Senate may deliver out of this reconciliation bill, or the big, beautiful bill, as they're calling it, right? I feel like it's a total nut job saying that. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable saying that. It just sounds weird, right? Anyway, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying I feel a little embarrassed saying that. But anyway, that's what they call it. Okay. Yep. Nice. T Gardone. Hello, T Gardone. Hey, nice to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Hope you're having a nice day. I see you still hanging out. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. T Gardone. Yeah. You've been around a very long time. Like, I don't even know how many years. A lot of years. Anyway, thank you for being here. Nice to see you. Yeah, exactly. Mark, exactly. Good point there. I apologize, Mark. I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name there, but yeah, really good point. Exactly. Thank you. B, all is well. Sorry, I don't know a knock joke at the moment. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thank you. Gary Ryder is out. It is Gary Ryder. Hello, nice to see you. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us, Gary. Really appreciate you as well. Ruby Slippers, is that what it is? You're saying will soda, I think that's what will soda and snacks only be for the rich if they eliminate this? Yeah, that's a good question. So I don't know about like necessarily the rich, but basically what they're saying is that we're just going to say you can't use EBT, SNAP benefits to pay for these kinds of items, right? So that's kind of what they're saying. And the whole argument behind this is they're saying, let's look back to, and again, this is just their words. It's not really me saying this. Okay. It's me saying it, but I'm just kind of telling you what I've been reading on this. So obviously we go back to like the foundation of food stamps and the SNAP program from, many years ago when these programs came in, right? The whole foundation of that was like establishing nutritious food options is kind of like their big deal on this. That's like what they're really hammering on this. And then they're like, well, it kind of turned into this thing where it's like not really nutritious foods anymore. It's like all this other food options, right? And that's kind of why they're having such a fit about this, is that they're trying to say, well, we're supposed to be eating healthy with all this. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but last time I checked, healthy food is like very expensive, right? What are you going to get for like, I don't know, $23 or $59 or $27 or $100 of healthy food options? You're going to get like not much, right? Yeah, not much at all. One cool thing that I really like about SNAP, I'm just going to throw this out there really fast because it's kind of that time of year. It's getting a little late, honestly, but I'll throw it out there anyway. One really cool thing about SNAP that I think a lot of you probably know, but I'll throw it out there anyway. You can buy seeds and plants. Seriously. So like you can buy like cucumber seeds and like, what else do people grow? Tomato seeds, tomato plants, like squash seeds. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like vegetables and stuff, right? You can buy seeds and plants. So you could literally spend like, I don't know, $2 on a pack of seeds, grow a garden and have like a ton of vegetables for a couple dollars of seeds. I don't know. I really like that. I think that's a really cool provision within there, right? So I've also talked about that before in other videos over the years, and I've had people reach out and say, well, it's a cool idea, but I live in an apartment. I have nowhere to plant a garden. Yeah, it's a good point, right? That's a really, really good point. So I don't know, just saying, it's an option. But yeah, there are definitely some restrictions on that. Guys, yep, Desert 67, I see you there. Yeah, thank you again for the messages. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Susan Wells, yep, saying craziest thing I've ever heard. Exactly. Yes, thank you for watching. Nice to see you, Susan. Yeah, angelic kisses. I see you there again. Yeah, good comments here. Nice. Johnny Roberts, I see you there as well. Thank you for checking in. Yep, Johnny Roberts, thank you. Sherry Young saying, fill me in. Yeah, let's do a quick little recap here. If you're just joining right now. So basically what I did is I started out this live stream, well, talking about SNAP, EBT, food stamps, things like this, and some of the promising information coming out of the Senate. Now, just a real quick recap here. By the way, if you're joining live right now, you may just want to roll back the video here and just watch the first like 10 minutes of the video. That's really all you need to watch until I get into the chat box. And then, you don't have to watch that if you don't want to. But anyway, so some promising information coming out of the Senate is this House bill that was sent over to the Senate, about a week ago now. Basically what they want to do is two major provisions. Number one would be raise the age range in which somebody needs to fulfill their work requirements from 54 to 64. Well, some senators are coming out suggesting, no, we're not doing that. Okay. That'd be a major win for basically anybody between the ages of 55 and above would be getting like a really good win on that, because they want to raise it by 10 full years to force people up to the age of 64 who are able-bodied without dependents, basically fulfill the work requirements of 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month in order to get their SNAP benefit. Okay. But some senators are saying, nope, not getting my vote if that is in there. Okay. So that's good. Now, the other one would be as well is they want to basically keep the dependent age at 17. Up to 17, or basically under 18 is what it is. But they want to in the House bill, or what they're doing in the House bill, I should say, is a dependent would be considered somebody age 6 or under. So 7 and above is no longer considered a dependent, which is really weird because I'm pretty sure somebody that's 7 is still a dependent, right? Just saying. That's just what it seems like. Now, one thing I want to throw out there super fast as well. Some of the different lobbyists in Washington have been reading about this, kind of interesting. But apparently the, grocers across the country, so like the grocery industry is like having a total fit about these potential cuts to SNAP of about $300 billion over the course of 10 years, $30 billion a year. Because who gets the money from SNAP? Grocers do. duh, right? I mean, obviously, right? Grocers, grocery stores, they get all this money. So they're basically saying, hey, send some lobbyists to Washington. Tell them they got to repeal this 100%. We can't be having this because that's $30 billion that'd be taken right out of basically the revenues and the margins of grocers. So they don't want to see this either. So they're really lobbying hard on this. Another thing that's interesting about this as well, as I mentioned in the video this afternoon, the state of Nebraska, as well as a dozen states in total, are restricting the purchase of pop, soda, soda pop, candies, chips, cookies, ice cream, cake, brownies, donuts, prepared snack foods, whatever it is. They're restricting the purchase of these things. About a dozen states so far are moving forward with this. Nebraska has already done it. Okay. But there's about a dozen states in total. Well, guess who else is lobbying hard on this? Yeah, the big soda people, lobbyists for them, right? Why? Because it's digging into their profits as well. Because there's a lot of people on Snap who are maybe buying some drinks, right? They want to buy some stuff, and these big, these big soda companies are saying, no, we don't want to do that. This is going to hit our bottom line for sure. It's going to, right? It's a lot of money that's being spent that they're not getting and the sales that they're not making, right? So interesting to watch this whole thing play out. Politics at its greatest here, right? Yeah, politics, great. What a mess. Not sure how to pronounce the name. I apologize. Menuda Hawkins, I think it is. I could be saying your name wrong. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize. Menuda Hawkins, maybe. Again, I'm so sorry about that. I'm terrible at saying names. Okay, but anyway, in your message, you're saying, again, nothing for retirement and Social Security benefits and retirees. There actually is. Okay. Again, it's not perfect. This is all subject to change here. It's not perfect, but what they're talking about is this $4,000 additional deduction. I know it's not great, but this is just what they have in there so far. Some senators, the rumor on the street is possibly bumping it to $6,000. It's just a deduction. It's not a check. It's not a raise. It's a deduction above and beyond the standard deduction on somebody's tax return. But then you say, I don't file a tax return. Then what is it good for you, or what does it do for you? The answer is nothing. Unfortunately, nothing, right? So that's the kind of the situation. But yeah, that's what they have there now. Let's just see what else comes out of this, okay? I'll certainly keep you posted. Irma said, you called Social Security yesterday and they don't know anything about this. What specifically? I'm kind of curious because I've talked about like a ton of different topics here in this video. Okay. What don't they know about? I'm going to be fair with you. Social Security doesn't know a whole lot about anything. I'm going to be totally fair with you. I've called them so many times to connect with agents and I get different answers so many times. Like, do they even get training? Seriously, are they the best resource for factual information? I'm going to be honest with you. I would say absolutely not. Okay. I've been very disappointed a lot of times that I've called them, talked to an agent, and they're like giving me all kinds of random answers that don't make any sense whatsoever. And it's like, that's not true. That's not true. So anyway, Irma, I'd be very curious to know what you're saying. You said Social Security doesn't know anything about this. They must have their head in the sand then, because I'm not really sure where they've been. But again, I'm curious what you're talking about in regards to this, because I'm talking about all kinds of different things here in this video. Okay. I definitely did not say a Social Security raise. That's not what I'm talking about at all, because that's not what I'm talking about. But anyway, curious. Yep. Keith, I see you there as well. Keith Rambus, is that what it is? Yeah, Keith Rambus, I see you there. Thanks for joining us, Keith. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Johnny Vaughn, is that what it is? Johnny Vaughn, I hope it is. Hey, Johnny, I see you there as well. Thank you. I apologize if I'm saying your last name incorrectly. I apologize about that. But yeah, thank you so much for the nice message, Johnny. I really appreciate it. Shout out to you. Thank you. Sherry Young, hello. Just gave you a quick little recap. Thank you. Thanks, Sherry Young. Pastor John Culverson, is that what it is? You said you're being told that you wouldn't qualify for the $200 per month raise because you retired at 62. Okay. That's interesting. I'm not sure where you're getting like, I'd be interested to know who's telling you that because first off, number one, if you want to be totally fair with you, the $200 per month raise has not been approved yet. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, it would be for all beneficiaries, especially retirees. Okay, it does not matter the time in which that you would have retired or claimed your benefit. That wouldn't matter. That has nothing to do with somebody's eligibility for the $200 raise if they do approve it in the first place. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So, Pastor John Culverson, I hope that helps. I will certainly keep you posted on that. Anybody that says you're not eligible for it, that's totally not true. Okay, it does not matter. You can retire and take your benefit at 62, 63, 65.